Okay, we are live. Gotta do the ad break. Hello? Okay. There we go. Here we go. Hello Zor, welcome to this stream. Hope you're doing good today. Thank you for the sub, Zor. 18 months. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you, thank you. Today we are going to pick up where we left off, because unfortunately I couldn't find time to work on Bobby outside of stream. On the bright side, I have plenty of time to work on her own string, and I think we'll finish on the string. So in the end, it just works. It just works. Yes. Indeed, indeed. Like, I would have worked on her last night, but unfortunately or fortunately, I had to do an art project for art class, so it took me a while to finish it, so I think I learned it more because of it, so that's good. That's good. And also, I'm still working on stuff for Momochi, but that is NDA because she wanna make a surprise. Yeah. Well, let's see, we got 30 seconds to go. '23. God. Still love Trial of Mana music. I should play the original sometimes. Anyway, it's gonna get the lurk points, only 7.5k for Ninjaling. Oh, good luck, Zor. Have a nice lurk. You should do the redeem when you got your 3.0 ready. That way it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna last you a while. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure if I ask for too many points for the Ninjalings, but then again, I am doing like a full animations and everything else, so yeah. I think it's better than something like only tier 3 subs get it or something of the akin to that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing good. Yes. Today we continue exactly where we left off. Usually I do some work in between. But I was working on stuff that I'm not gonna be able to show you guys for a while. Don't worry about it. When it's time, you will know. So let's see, how are we doing this? If it were only tier 3 sub, then it would be way less custom Ninjalings. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want it to feel like pay to win. Did you know that there's actually an option where I can charge bits for hats and stuff like that on the string avatars? But that feels icky. That feels a little bit icky to charge for something that can only be used on my string, you know? Doesn't sit that right with me. Anyways, let's see here. We're still making the tail go inwards a little bit more, so let's get this on the road here. You can just get this whole thing here, actually. There we go. So anyways, hope everyone is doing good. Man, I remember the name of a really good old comedy anime, and I decided I was going to watch it today. So I watched one episode, and I realized something is weird, because I remember... I never watched the series fully, but I remember the first episode. And then I'm finding it weird, because one, the series isn't being funny. Like, really that funny. And the episode doesn't match with what I remember it being. So then I go take a better look at it, and I discover that Crunchyroll has incorrectly labeled that anime as the anime that I wanted to watch. It is instead the very tame and lame harem spin-off version of the anime. I was so disappointed. I was so confused. At first, I thought it was supposed to be like a parody episode of a harem anime. Then I realized no, they straight up turned the series into a harem anime for extra cash. I was like, oh. Like, nothing against harem anime, but you can't tell me that wasn't just a crash grab. You can't convince me that that one in particular wasn't just a crash grab. The anime I wanted to watch was called Hayate Combat Butler. And if you need to know anything about that anime, is that for the longest time there was this one meme running around the internet where a kid asks Santa why he doesn't get any gifts on Christmas, and Santa tells him that he can't get any gifts because he's poor. That's where that came from. That is literally where that came from. So it was meant to be this really type of savage comedy, right? And instead I got like really wishy-washy harem manga comedy. So I was like so confused. So confused. It's like you tune in to watch Gintama and you get Love Hina. It just doesn't match, you know? It just doesn't match. I hope everyone knows what I'm talking about. I kind of realize now that Love Hina might have been buried under the sands of time. I'm not sure if Gintama is that way too. I hope not. I hope Gintama is still slightly relevant today. But Lavihina, I can see being buried under the sands of time. Kinda can see, especially with that intro. Oh goddamn, that intro music. That intro music did not age well. It is what it is, it's perfect for its time. But it was a time where anime intros like didn't kick ass. A time before stuff like Metroid. Where the girls singing don't have to sound good as long as they sound cute. Know what I'm saying? I think the music was kind of like. It was something. It was something. I'm gonna take advantage of the spearhead here that I already done, and I'm gonna use it here. So we can still keep things more or less interesting. But yeah, so I was confused, and then I was like, you know what, maybe I'll watch something else. Then I tried watching an anime that I dropped it a little bit early. It seemed sorta interesting, but at the same time I use the word interesting with a lot of caution because it was an isekai. It was an isekai trying to do something slightly different. It's an isekai where the protagonist has RTS powers. So basically the protagonist reincarnates as like a civ. It's basically a medieval civilization player, right? So he reincarnates with the power and the objective to build his civilization, but his favorite faction is evil alignment, which I realized by episode 3 basically means so little. It like means so little because like they were trying to make a point, and for half a second I thought it was going to matter, and then it didn't. So here's what happened. There were a bunch of dark elves that were fleeing. They were abandoned by their other elves counterparts because I don't know reasons. So they end up getting dumped into the forest where the protagon reincarnates, and everyone sees him as like this evil shadowy figure, and there supposedly are legends of him being the king of destruction or something like that. But the elves are like desperate, so they end up asking for help even though they are like pissing their pants meeting him, and he helps them out just fine because he isn't even that good of a role player, I guess. But anyways, as things go, the elves end up agreeing with being part of his army, right? It's kind of convoluted, but they end up agreeing being part of his army. And he is kind of like very chill. But because of the game thing going on of the RTS, they are gonna be converted to evil alignment, even though they are neutral alignment. And so when they agree to join his army, there starts to be like some blinking, and like they describe being filled with this immeasurable anger for all the bad things that happened to them before. All they felt was sadness and despair, but now they are filled with this incredible anger. And I was like, oh, maybe this is what means to be evil alignment. You're gonna become extremely vengeful towards the people who mistreated you in the past. Maybe it's something like that. And then they just start crying of happiness because of how nice Protect Kun is to them, and I'm like, never mind, I guess. And then it is revealed that they are surrounded by two nations that are good alignment. But that nation that's good alignment includes the elves, who are extremely prejudiced, have extreme prejudice. And the other nation is like a holy nation that worship a goddess, but they all act like assholes also. So me starts to think the alignment system of this is gonna matter for exactly one thing. Different alignment equals enemy. And that's it. It's not actually gonna affect any actions of the NPCs, any directions they want to take, their morality, or anything like that. It would have been like a kind of a curious thing to see. Like a radical shift because of the system. And maybe the protagonist trying to figure out a way around it because he... But then again, that would just be Overlord. It kinda would just be Overlord. Overlord already does that, actually. It's probably not that interesting now that I think about it. Man, Overlord... Have you guys ever seen the Overlord anime? First season feels like it's a lot of hype. But then the more time passes, the more you realize that the regular isekai power fantasy is there, and 90% of the conflict is like just flourish. Because it's like, yeah, the protagonist is losing his sense of self and becoming more and more evil, like his alignment, and he is mistreating humans. But at the same time, he's mistreating a bunch of people he doesn't know, he doesn't have any real investment. As far as he's concerned, they might just be NPCs in the MMO he used to play. So there are several factors that are distancing him completely from his actions. So it doesn't feel impactful. If anything, he seems really happy about it. Maybe I should be horrified, but I don't know. I don't see any real consequences for that. Because it's not like he wants to go back home immediately or cares about that. In fact, him being nice was a bigger like detriment to him than anything else. Because at least he was afraid of the NPCs finding out that he's actually just a human in a skeleton outfit, pretty much. He isn't even a human anymore, he's an actual skeleton, he became his character. So... the more that I think about that series, the more the conflict seems a little bit flimsy. Which is Kind of a shame now that I think about it. It is a bit of a shame. It's kind of weird. The more that I think about that series, because like I remember being so hyped for it when it first released. I even bought the first issue of the visual novel that was released in Brazil. Ironically, the second issue would only be released 2 years later after the first issue. I don't know what happened. Anyways, I saw it at the bookstore the other day and I was like, it's a little too late. I lost interest. Man, timing with releases is so important. It's so important. Because like hype can die out. Unfortunately, hype dies out. You need to, if you're gonna hype something up, you need to cash in before it dies out. If you don't cash in on time, it's hard. It's hard. Like, okay, first episode, 5 years later, second episode. You know what I mean? And look, I have patience and my memory works in weird ways. Where like I cannot talk with someone for 10 years and I can, and then suddenly I strike a conversation with them and I know exactly where the first conversation left off. And I start talking to them like the time didn't pass at all. But even to me, there is a point where you release something where it's like, okay, but it kind of lost interest. Like if they released the final season of Log Horizon today, I don't know if I would watch it, even though I watched that show obsessively when it came out. Okay, honestly, I probably would check like one episode or two. I would still be curious to see where it's going. Probably. The ninja girl is very cute. I'll say that much. It is a curious show. It was a very interesting show first time. Not sure how much... if it stands the scrutiny of time or something like that. That sounds like an artifact, the scrutiny of time. Weird. But yeah, okay, so we are animating the tail because that's what I remember that we needed to do. Man, I still feel so good for finishing all the Mega Man games on stream. Doing that was like on my back burner for so long. I wanted to do that, but I wasn't sure because I play a lot of RPGs. So I wasn't sure if the action game thing was gonna work, but everyone had such a blast with it. I think it's because the games are short that makes them extra fun to watch. Ooh. Okay, that's good. But I think this is better. Look at that! Look at that. And now we can animate the head. That's another thing that I needed to do. We need to animate the hair. So I started doing this. I think... Let's see. Yeah, they move here. I think that's okay. I made a little bouncy thing also work, so that's nice. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. You're not sure that completely, the hype completely died for me. Shield Hero. I found a dissertation talking about it the other day and I was like, oh yeah, that show exists. What do you mean its 4 seasons are out? I haven't like completely stopped watching it. Honestly, watching that show was a little bit of a tug of war considering some of the themes that were in it and how certain characters were developing. Because like Raphtalia is really a daughter character, sorta. Having like a subplot where she's madly in love with Naofumi, the shield hero, was never really something I was into because it seemed like it wasn't really prosecuted. It was something that you could sort of pretend it wasn't there. You know what I mean? Well, at the same time, I am self-aware enough and aware enough of the tropes in anime to know that it was probably going to go there at one point. So it was always a tug of war of, okay, anime, is it gonna happen today? No? Okay. How about now? Is it gonna happen now? Is it still safe to watch? A little bit like that. That's how it felt with that particular subplot. It just feels a little bit groomery, that's all. It's a little bit uncomfortable for me, this type of subplots. I don't particularly enjoy them. Which, to each their kink, and honestly, fair enough. But I never been a fan of like senseis to lovers and stuff like that. It gives the relationship a weird dynamic. It gives like this weird power dynamic thing. I like relationships that don't have this sort of thing. They can bloom more naturally, I guess. And again, I kinda dislike the concept of like too much focus on any sort of power dynamic at all in a relationship. Feels like it undermines a little bit the relation between the characters. But it's just me. But that is me. But you know what I mean, right? It is interesting how, I do find it interesting how common it can be. I guess there are a lot of people who have the hot teacher fantasy. Which I guess is a thing. But yeah, roleplay in the bedroom, whatever the hell you want. Please do. Okay, so now do this. There we go. There we are. There we go. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the anime that I watched. I watched like 2 episodes of it. Watch it being kind of a strong word actually, because you know, I should have seen that coming. Turns out planning things like it is an RTS involves a lot of talking and not doing any actual thing for a while. It's a very slow-paced show. Not a whole lot of action scenes in that. Shouldn't even be surprised. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. Isekai anime needs a little bit more difficulty. I guess that's why we started talking about Shield Hero. Shield Hero was a bit hype at the first. Because it was... Because, like, as forced as some of the hardships that Naofumi went through, he did face a bunch of them, which for the genre is rare. And that kind of made it special. In that regard. Also, there was like probably way more, not drama, controversy about it than it should have actually warranted, I suppose. And I remember some of it even spilled, I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember which came first, if it was Goblin Slayer? Or if it was Shield Hero. Because I remember Goblin Slayer got some controversies due to its first episode being very graphic and in ways that felt a little bit too weird. And I think some of it got spilled over the Shield Hero Rising in the Shield Hero anime, sorta. Know what I mean? People were like looking for the next anime to be mad about. And Shield Hero also had some dark themes to it. Here we go. Ooh, that's a nice flow. That's a nice flow. Nah, that doesn't quite work. I tried something. What I can do is I can do the half frame thing. There we go. There we are. So basically the half frame is when you do transition like this to create a sense of half movement. Doesn't always work, but it does work sometimes. And also do it like this. Let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. There we go. The half movement. Nice, nice, nice. Now, I do think I kind of not sure what to do with the legs. They feel a little bit... I don't know if they should move a little bit or not, just to add more life to the drawing. You know what I mean? Maybe like a slight twitch on the leg. Where it goes to the side a little bit. Something like that. I think we could do something like that, right? Maybe it can be something a little bit more... Something a little bit more tame, if you catch my drift. Oops. I think that's gonna bite me in the ass later. I think I put this in the wrong layer. But you know what? If it doesn't turns out good, at least I can take it back more easily, so maybe it doesn't bite us in the ass, maybe it's actually good for us. Okay, so we're gonna do this. And we move here. And we add like some extra shadows here. So maybe we make it like move slightly by doing this. The soundtrack for this game still kicks ass, by the way. Interesting. I was pretty sure I got these details here. Oh, did I do it in the wrong layer? Yes. Yes, I did. I'm smart. Because in this situation, I kinda am. Because the wrong layer is better. Hey, Retro Gamer! Ow! 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 Oh my god, you hit all three! How are you doing today? Oof! Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. Hope you're doing good. Congratulations. You hurt me. Doing good? That's good. That's good. Glad that you're doing fine. We are continuing our endeavors here with Bobby. It's okay, I must say this. I see. Anyways. I don't know how long I'll be here today, but I'll stick around. Nice, nice, nice. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. Okay, so it's this one. And we continue with this one. Just sticky. Getting comfy in my bird's nest now. Nice, nice, nice. Also, it's retros, not just not retro gamers. I remember. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I went to art class today. I realized that I made some proportions mistake on my drawing, but it's so hard. I have this one bad habit that comes with drawing on paper. Yeah. It's doing good. It's doing good. I'm just altering how the legs move a little bit. Because I want to add like a little bit extra movement to it. So it doesn't feel too static, you know? You know what I mean? Kinda looks like the legs are breathing though. Maybe I could add like some squish to the legs when this happens. Right now it doesn't feel like it's doing what it's supposed to do. The legs are moving... Yeah, they're not supposed to move too much, but they are moving randomly, if you catch my drift. They're not really doing anything. Hold up. Let me try something else. Let's redo. The idea wasn't for them to move a lot. But the idea was for them to not just be there. You know what I mean? My legs tend to move randomly too. Sometimes they go to the kitchen to find food. Yep, that will happen. That will happen. Quite an issue if you're trying to do a diet or something, but otherwise I hear that's what they're supposed to do. I hear that's by default. Okay, so here's the idea. Let's make them squish a little bit when she comes down. Ooh, kimchi. Man, ever since I played Yakuza, the dragon one, kimchi is like a special item in that game. I'm such a weird person for that. Nah, it's fine. Yakuza is cool. Have you played Yakuza Like a Dragon? It's the one that plays like Dragon Quest. It's pretty funny. It's quirky like every other Yakuza game, so if you're into that, it's a good ride. It's a good ride. Particularly the part where you start collecting random people on the street. Yes, Retro? Have I heard? I don't know if I heard. What have I heard? Or what have I not heard? Oh yeah, I did see that. I did see that. Yeah, that is cool. It's coming out on the... somewhere around next year, if I'm not mistaken, right? That is pretty cool. Also, I actually found a Star Force game in my closet the other day. But the only way for me to stream it is to set up a hand cam. Yeah, I actually have one. I didn't even remember. I saw a dude who actually managed to set up a string. Cancelled Star Force 4. Wait, they have the cancelled game there too? Really? Wait, was it already done? Ah, okay. I got scared for a second there. Wish they did add it there though. That would have required them to actually have made it though. I mean, technically they could add an incomplete game, but I found the room for that one chaotic spin-off for the Sega Genesis that was never finished and unplayable. Very, very unplayable. Was a very unplayable experience. I think it had like one stage in it. So I don't actually look forward to like incomplete games from the past. I don't think I could if I wanted to. Oh, you mean when it comes out? Okay, so there's a possibility people will actually play that, so yeah. It's probably pretty bad though, right? It's Rouge Noise on Rouge Noise with Sword Fighter X. I see. I don't understand why they... I mean, I do understand why they added the PvP elements to it, but, you know... If your game is a single player game, the burden of adding PvP to it just make the balancing harder. It's fine for some games to be single player and have the broken combos just be felt by the NPCs, you know? 600 damage in one turn, one card, goddamn. Goddamn. And can you imagine if, like, they try to make a PvP mode for Inscription? Alright, Retros, have a good one. Thank you, and you have a lovely day. Or night. Bye-bye. Okay. But on that subject, can you imagine? I don't know. Obviously I played this on the stream a long ass time ago. Back when I still had a shoulder plate. I played that game on stream, Inscription, and it was like a really fun game. I was charmed by the card game system. I loved the idea of the life system being a tug of war between you and your opponent. And I was sincerely wondering what PvP would look like for a game like that. But the longer you play the game, the longer you realize it definitely wasn't made with PvP in mind. And that the game was probably pretty broken. And a constructed version of it would be insane. But I still wonder. But still, I do wonder. What would Inscription PvP look like? Because it is a pretty funny idea to have a game that's a literal back and forth, because your life points are kinda determined by dealing damage to your opponent, and your opponent dealing damage back at you. It's a real back and forth that card games don't really have, if that makes sense. Know what I mean? Like, a lot of card games are a little bit snowbally. It's the thing that I've realized the most. I think the higher the level of the card game that the higher your level is when you're playing a card game, the more snowbally it is. Because it usually takes less things for your match to go completely haywire. Things can get out of control faster, I feel. So it is like and it's a hard thing to balance, honestly. It is a hard thing to balance. It's not even a criticism of card games. Even things like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Which is like considered, oh my god, mega snowbally game, kinda broke, shit be kinda broken and stuff like that. Too many combos, oh my god. Even Yu-Gi-Oh. It's snowbally, but kinda, it's always been snowballing, it's just like not bullshitting you. The game is over when the game is over. It's not gonna try and pretend that there's more game to be played. Every game has these moments where it's like, yeah, actually you're not really gonna win. You can kind of surrender now. I know, we talk about how you should never give up until the very end in the anime and stuff like that. But look, the guy has 7 interactions. You are gonna lose. You're gonna lose now. I'm sorry. So like that's the thing that feels like a PvP inscription would have, like the possibility of turning back. Turning the tables because of a card or something like that, because you can recover from the jaws of defeat. Something like that. But I think at the end of the day, there would be a meta deck, and the meta deck would be very snowbally. Because honestly, that's just how meta works. Usually the best strategy is not to give your opponent plenty of opportunities to turn the game and win. You know? Usually the best tactic available is to secure the victory. Oh, there we go. There we go. Added some jiggle to the ties. And I think I'm okay with the foot not moving. I think I'm okay with that. I can live with that. So now we do phase 2 of the animation, which is simple but fun. And I am gonna leave this part here for phase 3. But now we focus on phase 2. And phase 2 is very simple. Basically, I want to add blinking. So the best way idle animations work is a very fast blink. If we're gonna have a blink at all, it has to be a very fast one. And you only blink when standing still, you never blink when you talk. Those are the rules of the game that you didn't even know you were playing. Okay, so here we do this. Very good, very good. And eyes closed. And now eyes open. There we go. A very nice blinking animation, very believable. And now the talking. We have to think how to do the talking. But first, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Just a second. What happened? Is music still playing? Why can I hear it? Ah, there we go. And we're back. So, now we're gonna do the talking animation. And there are two ways we can do this. We can keep the regular bounce cycle, or we could make a slightly different one. For while she's talking, she doesn't bounce as much, which can work. Because theoretically, if it's the same cycle and she starts talking, technically she will interrupt the first bounce. If she just starts a second bounce, you know, I'm convincing this is a good idea. I am convincing myself that this is a good idea. I am still gonna keep gonna keep these frames because I wanna keep the tail. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But first things first, we're gonna have to try out stuff with the head first. So I wanna make her look at the screen more when she talks. So maybe just a side, I think, could be good. We don't even need to move the... Yeah, this doesn't work. This is just weird. We just keep it like this, I think. What happens if I do this? Hold up. I just wanna know. Yeah, it still looks weird, so we're just keeping it like this. We could do this. And we could do this. This gives like a sense that she's looking with this eye. Yeah, no, that works. That actually works. That does like a good job of conveying. Okay, so for now, let's focus on talking. So let's start here. Oh, I have a good idea. New layer. Let's make a face layer. That way I don't have to worry too much about the hair. Because the hair around the face is gonna change. With the going up and back. So we keep the hair like this. And keep the head like this. And we can just add it around us. Just add it here like a mask, and there we go. Now let me think. When we're talking, we open our mouths faster than we close. We can kind of do that. That kind of works. And it can work. Sometimes. There we go. That is a way to do this. There we are. I don't remember her having fangs. So I think we're good on that regard. I think on that regard, we're Gucci. Also, theoretically, I can... Here's something I can do. I can increase the chin. So there is more room for the mouth to go. Look at that. It's a more precise movement. Then over here... Could do... something more akin to this. Yeah. I like the cycle. I like the cycle. Uh-huh. And... Oops. Okay. Hold up. Do I just... Maybe I just don't even have the mouth closed fully. Oops. Let's just fix this here before it gets freaky. Hold up. Sorry, let's see. Yeah, so maybe not this one. Or maybe. Just take this one here. Put this face here. And this face here. Oh, and just do this and this. And we're gonna have to fix all the faces locations. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Whoa. Okay, let's loop it. Let's see. That seems fine. I did think maybe make it a tongue. Maybe make it a tongue bigger here. Yeah. I kind kinda wish I had the talking. I don't want this closed frame here, but since it's 7... what's the next number that multiplies by 7 and 3? 21. Do I really need to make 21 frames just to loop 3? I think it's fine. Okay, so this is fine. And I was thinking about changing the position a little bit, but I don't even know where to start. How would I change the position? And I don't know. I was thinking about one thing, but I don't know if it fits her personality. So technically I think like this is... Hold up. I can also do it in a different layer, and if I don't like it, I just change it back, you know? I kinda wanted like a... hand on the mouth type situation. But I don't really know if that pose fits her. Could be cute. Could be a cute, it's a cute proposition, I suppose. No? And like this. So would be a little bit like this. I do think it's cute though. It might be worth it just because it's cute. Gotta make sure I don't... I want it because we have more time to go, but at the same time I don't want to risk it being too complicated because I'm not sure I'll be able to work on this tomorrow. So we do need to finish it today. So I need to not give myself too much work that I won't be able to finish today. That's the main issue with adding this, because otherwise I would do wholeheartedly, but I don't want to miss the time frame to gift her to. Her birthday isn't tomorrow, but tomorrow is Momochi's birthday. By the way, tomorrow is Momochi's birthday, guys. And I do wanna celebrate with her properly. We're gonna do barbecue, by the way. Gonna be good. Gonna be good barbecue. Okay, so I think the hand might be a bit too big. Kinda looks like she's holding an invisible burger, doesn't she? It was supposed to be more of a kind of a joke kind of stuff, you know? Could do it like, if we did like this. Oh, outside of the fact that there are a few broken pixels. Yeah, kind of looks like she's biting her nails. Maybe this was a bad idea. It seems cute in theory, but it looks like she's biting her nails. Oh, I know. We can do something else. Yeah, like literally something like this. Obviously, there's some adjustments to be made, but if the hand is away, like she's showing, or her hand gesture is more like, yeah, no. I can see that. I can see that working. That works. That works. This is why trying stuff on different layers is very good. You can brainstorm your way out of doing something bad and instead do something that looks pretty cool. Very important. Very important skill to have. Absolutely. One pixel extra. There we go. This year, chat, I found the perfect hiding spot for Momochi's gift. She has no idea where it is, and it's such an easy place to find too. I am so smart. She didn't figure out. Okay, so there we go. Now we just need to delete this here. And figure out what do I need to fill this area with. And we're good. We're pretty much good to go. So first things first. Let me see. Let me put the things here so I can figure out what to delete first. Delete this. I feel like I should have done that hand in a different layer, so it would be easier now. And honestly, that sounds like the correct answer. That is what I should have done. But you know what? I didn't do that. So we pay for our mistakes in this house. And that is fine. There we go. So the booty shorts that she wears, they go up to here more or less, I decided. Something like that. Maybe a bit shorter. Maybe not. This. There we go. There we go. And honestly, now that the hand is up there, the shadow effect doesn't need to be as strong here around the thighs here anymore. And can do this. And this. There we go. There we go. I think that looks cute. Now we just need to... This is 2. There we go. There we go. It would be really kind of cute if I could make her wings flap when she talks. Oh, that could be good. Okay, we can work on that after we finish transferring her ties and her new arm to the others. It's like this is the affected area. There we go. I picked the wrong layer again. That's okay. And do this. Okay. Bam. Yeah, I guess I kind of have to do this manually. Yeah, I have to do this manually. Dang. Do I though? What if I just do this? Now the ties are a bit more relaxed. We can do it like this. Perfect. There we go. There we go. Fix this here too while we're at it. And this here. And this here. You know what? The process of fixing the ties might take a little bit longer than I thought. Same with the hand, because we're gonna have to change. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Maybe we could add some extra movement to the hand. I think it's optional though. Could be a lot more productive than just adding movement to the wings. Actually. Okay, there we go. That's much better. Didn't really see that there. Now I do. This is why we do things. There we go. I am gonna delete the hands first. And then I'm gonna add the other one so it's easier to figure out. What do I wanna do? Wait. Hold up. What is this? This is nothing. There we go. Don't know where that came from, but away with you pixels of that. There we go. But yeah, I can't wait to give Mama her gift. She's gonna love it so much. We were gonna go to the mall too, but that's gonna have to wait, unfortunately. But tomorrow, we definitely go. It's also a rest day, so even better. Even better. But yeah, Shad, like I was saying, I would love to see the crazy dimension where PvP inscription exists. I kinda would love to see a game that uses that, like a card game actually trying to do that, some of the inscription mechanics. It is one hell of a hodgepodge of a game, card game wise, because honestly, it was made specifically just to be like Inscription's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! In its process of creation, which is a wild thing to say since it's an actual game. Did you guys know that when Yu-Gi-Oh! Started in its inception, it wasn't meant to be a popular card game? The anime wasn't actively trying to sell it or anything like that. It was just meant to be a stand-in for Magic the Gathering. It even had the original card game wasn't even Duel Monsters. It had a different name. It was like Sorcery and Spells. And it was meant to be seen as a ripoff, like you would actually read, this is Magic the Gathering. And it was like to be the standing sort of thing. And obviously the rules weren't meant to be taken seriously, there were no real rules. But the thing was, people really liked the monsters and the way they were drawn. And they were like, I wanna play this card game instead of playing Magic the Gathering. And then the editor for Yu-Gi-Oh! Saw money signs, you know? You know the cartoon money signs? Eyes? Yeah, so that happened to the editor. Editor was like, yo, bro, you need to focus on this. The viewership peaked when we talked about card games. Which is, honestly, it was a little bit disheartening for the author of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the author of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like a huge tabletop nerd. Just the hugest tabletop nerd you can think of. His dream was like designing a board game. Game designing was his passion. Game design was his passion indeed. He only really made the manga so he could have an excuse to come up with 1,000 little games. So he could develop games. With all the money made, I don't think he was sad. I mean, it's like one of those things. In the heat of the moment, he was kind of sad. But in retrospect, you know? He would be fine. He would be fine. Because like, it's really interesting. He was told to focus on the card game. So he did do some extra chapters with the card game. Though still mixing up some stuff. Because that's how the manga rolled at the time. So like he still tried mixing stuff up to not just be the card game. There was like the Mokuba's weird board game. There would be stuff like that, right? Kaiba had like this big final showdown with the card game though. And that's how the Heart of the Cards came to be. Yugi was literally listening to his grandfather's heartbeats. He was using the cards to do that, because that's the thing Yugi could do. And then he tried to divert the manga back to its tabletop roots with like a sort of finale for the first season, where Bakura was introduced, Bakura being the perfect foil for Yugi at the time in the manga. It was just the perfect foil, because while Yugi was possessed, both were possessed by a dark ancient spirit, Egyptian spirit, that was stuck in a Millennium item. But Yugi was murderous, but somewhat benevolent. Because Yami Yugi would actually try to help regular Yugi to have friends. And generally be happy. While Yami Bakura was just ruining Bakura's life. kidnapping people and turning them into game pieces. Which is, if you want to make friends, you know, that's not gonna help you make friends, right? So basically, Yami Bakura was there to be a contrast to regular Bakura, to Yugi, in like depths of evil, so to speak. Lesser of two evils, that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. However, even though it was a really cool moment in the manga and I really appreciate it, the guy was like, nope, you need to go back. Go back to the card games. The card games were making a killing. This, unfortunately, is not what the reader wants. Readers want more card games. Do more card games. And like, you gotta admit you gotta admire the moxie of Yu-Gi-Oh!, the author of Yu-Gi-Oh!, because he made an entire season entirely based on the card game that was Duelist Kingdom, without having a lick of a clue of how the card game would be played. Which is why there were so many Attack the Moon moments. And situations where the combos just made no sense. And it felt like the characters were just making shit up as they went. Because the author was making shit up as it went. You know? It's not easy to make shit up all the time. It's hard. And there were deadlines. Like, Shonen Jump deadlines are, like, merciless. The process for making good anime is kinda scary if you stop to think about it. If you actually think about all the work that goes into making manga that will turn eventually into successful anime, right? It's a process that's like, it's filtering things until like just the cream of the crop is left. It is a very scary process. Like, in case you don't know, I will explain, don't worry. So essentially, here's how it works. Here's how manga is made through Shonen Jump. Basically, the way manga is made through Shonen Jump is they have a pool that is there every single freaking week that is like, hey, which series do you want to keep seeing more of? Which series do you want to keep seeing more of? They're always asking the reader, do you mind if we cut this scene? If we cut this series? Do you care if we cut this series? What about this series? Can we cut this series? And what about this series? Do you want to cut this series? I think the pool is weekly. So if you're being published on Shonen Jump, every week there's a chance you're no longer being published on Shonen Jump. Every single freaking week. So you may have noticed that a lot of manga and anime has like just a shitload of to be continued moments, right? That almost don't make sense that they're there. But they do make a lot of sense in that context, where if you don't get those votes, your series might be cancelled. So you need to make sure that the readers are very enticed to keep seeing your your piece of work, right? So I've seen people complain this about Demon Slayer, that Demon Slayer has an issue with weird bullshit when it comes to killing the Onis. Like, Tanjiro will hit an Oni in the weak point, but turns out that wasn't the actual weak point because his head is in another castle. Stuff like that, right? And this annoys some people. But if you think under the context that the writer had to end every chapter in a cliffhanger, no matter what, and they had to come up with new ideas for cliffhangers weekly, which is hard, and the wrong weak point is like there, you know? The weak point, your weak point being another castle, was a good way to do it. So they did it, you know? And suddenly this kind of stuff starts making a lot more sense. There are some narrative limitations with this model where you can't, like, just set up things calmly and be like, don't worry, it will all be completely, it will all be resolved peacefully in a non-hype way. 500 pages for now or something like that. No. You gotta keep the hype train going. Otherwise you're out. You're out. Also, I think, come to think of it, that system reminds me a lot of the... basically how the trope that every shonen has, where you're like part of this elite academy and your future is extremely bright, but only as long as you stay there, and everyone is trying to kick you out for apparently no reason if you don't meet their expectations, even by a little bit, like a tiny margin. And honestly, if you know the insider of how Shonen Jump works, that is just biographical. That is just how it works there. That's just the experience of the author. It's like, what is it like being a Shonen Jump manga writer? Well, it's really awesome, except for the part that someone is threatening my dreams of being a published author like every single freaking second. And what's worse is, everyone is my friend, everyone who's my friend, who is my colleague, who shares my dream and my passions, is also my worst enemy, because we're all competing for the same slot. There's a lot of shonen stories that are exactly like that. Did you notice? And that's because that's just the mangaka experience. I'm not entirely sure if they're writing that because it's easy for them to write and that's their life and they think it's great, or if that's just a cry for help. Not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. Could be a cry for help. Could be. But yeah. I hope it's not a cry for help. I really do. But part of me can't help but wonder. I can't help but wonder. And it's kinda hard to complain about the system because it seems to work well. It really works in Shonen Jump's favor to do that. Because theoretically it's very democratic, because you can give a chance to anyone like this, because it's like, okay, you have an idea? Okay. Is it working? Is it captivating? No, let's go another one. Let's go another one. Let's go another one. It's kind of like your story is forged in hellfire or something like that. You know, and theoretically, nothing stops an author from trying it again. There have been plenty of mangaka that published different works that got cancelled. There were plenty of successful mangaka who submitted new work for it to get voted out. It's kind of the nature of the beast. Oh, I like this. I like this. Delete this one. Go. Frame. That's nice. That's nice. I think that works. Okay, I think we're done. We're done. I think we're done. Still have some time to go. I could make the wings flap. Let's see, we have 7 frames though? That's an odd number of frames. Yeah, we can figure something out. Let's see. Flappy wings. I can make the wings flap and then they stop for a bit and then they flap again, and there you go. You get the one muted frame of non-flappy wings. And we're good. You know, chat, Lila is right under my desk, taking care of my shoes. My slippers even. And I can't even dare to try to wear them. Otherwise, I might accidentally kick her head. So I am in a really weird position right now. Because of Dogo. But we love Dogo. So we do our best to make sure Dogo doesn't come into harm. She's so cute. I think like this, or maybe like Yeah, I think this is fine. Hmm. I do want a bit more pizzazz. Yeah, okay, this works. So same as this one. Dun, dun, dun. Ah, this is what's different. Okay. Do, 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 do. Right, 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 right. Okay, so here I want this to be going down like this. Go. Mm-hmm. 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 Do, 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 do. So we've reached it for. So we could. I could do like fold it further and like this. And here it kind of just disappears. And then we can make it fold back. Kind of like this. Right? Oh, there is some weirdness afoot here. Ah, I see, I see, I see. Yeah, I knew there was something weird going on. be gone. And be gone. Okay. Ah, I forgot to draw over here. That explains a lot. There we go. Okay, that's cute. That is cute. Am I gonna add anything else to the animation? No. This is actually fine as it is. Like property idle. And property talk. So now, chat. Since we have free time and I can do whatever I want because it's my free time, what we are gonna do is we're gonna make some hats for you. Oh, how about that? Isn't that fun? There's a few hats we can make. New hat time! Wee! Beat, beat, beat. Okay. We can do beat. We can do beat. Beat has to be an animated hat. The problem is I'm not entirely sure how to implement animated hats. I'll see if I can find the tutorial to do it properly again. But beat, we can do it in 4 frames, I believe. So let me see. Beat color, I think these two are good. Let me get a good beat reference. Beat. Huh. There are... This is the best one. Behold, beat in all its glory. There we go. And now, let's do it. Okay, so beat is a simple one, because beat is essentially Mega Man's helmet with wings. It do be like that. It do be just Mega Man's helmet with wings. It is by nature a very simple design. Kinda is a face with wings if you stop thinking about it. It's just a head with wings. Just beat it, just beat it. Okay, so basically we have to start with a helmet. Then let's add some more volume to the helmet. this. And honestly, can add some more here. Then we fill the white part first. Then we get... Apparently beet is green-eyed color. Could make it like this, or we could just make it like this, right? There we go. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Now we gotta take the peak. This color works perfectly for it. Very quack. Oh my god, why is he looking slightly trollish? I mean, that was my experience playing with the little dude, but still. Yeah, he is looking slightly trollish. I think I like it though. I think I like it though. Perfection. Nah, I think it can be still a little bit cuter. Maybe the peak a little smaller. No, because to be a bit bigger. These. Ooh, not too bad. Not too bad. I do think... Need to add a little bit more volume. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so the second part here is a white that's more cream colored. Like this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Getting that fan round shape. Because at the end of the day, Pete may not be like 100% reliable, especially when you need him the most, but he is still friend. You know? Oh my god, it's looking cute. The cuteness levels, I think I just increased them. I think I just increased the cuteness levels. Think we're doing it. Cuteness levels are rising. This one, not so much. Here. Maybe here. There we go. There we are. There we go. Our little burp friend is gonna need some wings now. Oh, we're gonna put it here. Okay, I better do it like this though. Okay. Too long of a wing is not gonna look cool. I also need to be careful to not accidentally make it look like Krusty the Clown hair. Cause that would suck. Know what I mean? Okay, so this is looking pretty awesome, but let me copy this and then undo. Let me put this one here, and now this one gets to be everywhere. There you go. That's my backup in case I don't do this right. I can always change it back. Go. So let's go birdie. Okay. Here. And here. We can make it so this one feels like it's going up. Know what I mean? And then this one feels slightly like it's going down. Maybe we can start here in the middle. Oh, that's a good idea. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, because that way it feels like... Hmm? Huh. I heard a weird noise and I thought I was connected, but no, I'm still here. Weird. Weird. There we go. Oh. Okay, so let's see. It looks like it's flapping. Now we just do this. And this. There we go, we have beat. Now all we gotta do is add the little... Just gotta add some extra shading because I think I have like none. Right? We do the highlight first. So hold up. I think it looks better like this. Yeah, way better. Ooh, way better. There we go. So let's do that again. One more time from the top. Let's see. Here, here, here. Here, here, here. Like this. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hello, Zor. How are you doing? We finished at Bobby, so now I decided to make a beat. I'm gonna make a pet slot for Ninja Links now. Doing good, that's good. It's good that you're doing good. Probably gonna sleep in a bit. Okay. Have a good Nini. But yeah, we're believe this is working well. Like I want the helmet to not the helmet. I want the hats to have the working animations, right? Would be really cool to have like the animated helmets and stuff like that working properly. I tried once, didn't go that well. Okay, so lacking back. It's like I remember I tried the tutorial, but then it didn't actually work, you know what I mean? Just kind of was like, yeah, I don't feel like working, thank you very much. Maybe another time. And that's kind of like, no, please work. Why aren't you working? There's a loose joint on Beat. Beat seems to have a loose joint for some reason. There we go. Interesting. Okay. Okay, we fixed the beats loose joint. Good. Can add a little bit more shading to it though. I do think there are rooms for improvement. And not this one. Ooh, I like this. Give him a slight evil, but still very cute. There we go. That's looking adorbs. And also do this. Actually, just on the top. Just on the top. Exactly where it needs to be. Here we go. Okay. So like this. Man, I wish that anime that I watched today actually gave me something else to say outside of, wow, that anime was bad. But no, that's all I got from it. The anime was kind of bad. And it also feels very Overlord at home. I already said that before. But now that I think about it, they actually like gave the guy a hot anime girl assistant. Although that is not very... I can't exactly say that any particular show would have that as a characteristic for them, because they all would have that. But it is like the anime girl who is the trusty advisor who would never let the protagonist know. And again, every single one of them would have that again. Man, Isekai surely is like no breaking new ground whatsoever. Cute, cute, cute. We need shadow for the beak. I don't like how it looks kind of like a beard. Let's see. Ah, here we go. That's better. That's better. That's worse. That's better. Alright, alright. Okay, I dig this, I dig this. Since it's the helmet part, I can actually just transfer this to the other ones by just copying it. Go. Go. And there you go. Let me see if there's anything else I can add to this sprite. Kinda... Yeah, no, that works, that works. Think that's alright. Maybe... Maybe like this to add like a little extra shine. No. No. If it's gonna work somewhere, it's gonna work here, I think. Not here. Doesn't look too good. One of these days, I'm gonna figure out how to do shine effects. It's gonna be glorious when I do. When I figure out how to do it properly, it's gonna be glorious. Yuck. Okay, that adds a good amount of depth. I like that. Okay, I enjoy very much this extra shading. We're using it. There we go. Ooh. Okay, almost forgot that. There we go. Ta-da! Look at beat go. Now I just gotta figure out how to implement this as a hat properly, but there you go. Oh wait, there is one frame that's darker. Flip, 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 flip. But there you go, beat. Okay. There we go. Like I was saying, beat. And speaking of beat, I am beat. So everyone, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night. Stay awesome. And remember, when in doubt, when you think you can't do it, just think like a ninja. And sure you can. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good one. Bye-bye. I'm just gonna turn off because I'm sleepy. Bye. See ya.